Yo. I'm finally on time for once. For a Hunter x Hunter stream at least. It's finally happening. I'm on time. I'm actually streaming at the right time. It only took 7 streams, but it finally happened. Hey. Actually, is the chapter out? Let's see. It would be real funny if, for some reason, I'm live and the chapter doesn't come out on time this week. Okay, it's there. Okay, let me let me download it real quick. Give me a second. Chapter 417. Okay, so while that's downloading, I wanna... One second. Wait, what? Just give me a second. I need to check a couple of things. This is fine. That's fine. Just debugging the stream, making sure everything is running fine. Okay. Okay, everything's good. While the chapter is downloading, I wanna thank you for watching. Let me show you this. Look at this. For the best 24 hours, we've been at nearly 100 views, like 90, 100 views for the best day and a half, which is pretty sick, if I say so myself. We're also at 53 subs now. Hi. Welcome to the channel. Glad you're enjoying the content. These two VODs specifically have been performing really well, so thank you if you're watching. This one, not so much, and I think I know why. You see, you just say one funny word, just one funny word, and just like that, poof. The YouTube algorithm disappears your video, huh? So that's my first experience being suppressed. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, this is my latest Hunter x Hunter stream, and for some reason, YouTube just does not want to recommend it to anybody. But I'm not even sure this is like really bad, because on the other hand, this VOD is performing way too good. It's like usually after like 7 days my video would stop getting impressions, so maybe the impressions that were supposed to go to that video is going to this one or something. I'm not sure, because it's now nearly 10 days and it's still getting impressions. It's weird YouTube shenanigans. Who knows what's actually happening. But yeah, the channel has been doing really well, and I wanna thank everyone for watching, especially these people who just go around and check everything on my channel for some reason. It's like every once in a while you see someone comes in and goes onto my channel and checks out a whole bunch of my videos all at once. I see you. And guess what? If you're enjoying what you're seeing, subscribe. This is not a threat. Subscribe. I repeat, this is not a threat. But you better subscribe. Anyways, is the chapter done downloading yet? Let me see. Yep. Let me get it into my program so we can start reading this damn chapter. Okay. Refresh. Hunter x Hunter 417 official chapter is downloaded. Let's begin. Nope, wrong screen. Okay, chapter 417, contingency. And yeah, about the thumbnail. I know it's a bit It's a bit spoilery, so I think I'm just gonna change it after the stream, because if you're not keeping up with Hunter x Hunter, it's kinda annoying seeing Benjamin shooting Tsuridnik on the YouTube thumbnail. If you're just browsing YouTube and just see this thumbnail. I don't want to spoil people, so after the stream is done, I think I'm gonna change it. But it was too funny not to point out Bill looking like he's giving head to Benjamin while he's shooting Tsuridnik. Anyway, this is... Okay, let's begin. 417, contingency. We see, this is like an extremely highly rendered shot of... it's supposed to be a shotgun, I believe. It's a weird thing. Is it just... Like, this is the first time we see the gun from this perspective. Is it supposed to, like, shoot 3 shots? Like, each nozzle is like... The gun only has 3 shots in it? But it does have, like, a clip thing down here. Maybe that's just to grab the weapon with. Maybe it doesn't... Maybe it only has 3 shots in it. I don't think we've seen Benjamin use the gun before this, so this is the first shot. Maybe he only has 3 shots in it. Let's keep that in mind. Okay, is this... Yep, this is the official. Salkov is like sweating. He's losing it. But yeah, now that Tsuridnik has been shot, he only has 10 seconds to hide the body. Let's see what happens. Your words are a box upon society. Box? Like a disease? Box upon society. You are hereby sentenced to death. And he tips on him. Okay. This is a ruse? Since when? For how long? Sear this into your brain on your way to hell. I am the one who consigned you to oblivion. The bottom of my boot is the last thing you will see. Ooh, he crushes his skull as well. Damn. I thought you'd have a counter ability. That's what I was about to say. How is Benjamin just trusting that nothing suspicious is gonna happen? Because he knows about the Guardian Spirit Beast. He knows they're not gonna... They're gonna protect their prince. How come nothing happened to him? Or nothing protected Tsuridnik? Like, if I was Benjamin, I wouldn't trust Tsuridnik dying on the spot like this. But yeah, he does acknowledge it. I thought you'd have a counter ability. Looks like you were still practicing, having just learned it. Let me give you a piece of advice. Well, yeah, Tsuridnik has his own ability, yeah. But what about the Guardian Spirit Beast? You can't just ignore that as well. Like, that is gonna fight back, no matter whether Tsuridnik knows Nen or not. You can't ignore the Spirit Beast. Zetsu is very dangerous. It quells your Guardian Spirit Beast as well. Oh. Right. Do you even hear me? That's why. Because there's no aura for the Guardian Spirit Beast to feed on. He's like, okay, he took the chance, he immediately shot him as he was practicing Zetsu. Is First Prince Benjamin real, or is he an illusion too? And if this isn't real, what about them? Salkov's losing it. He doesn't know what's real and what's not, because he knows that it's supposed to be an illusion, according to Theta. Is everyone here seeing the same thing I'm seeing? Hey you, yes sir. If you have the opportunity to provide testimony about this, say truthfully what you saw. He said the same thing as Tsuridnik. Yeah, because Tsuridnik instigated him, technically. He could say that, yeah, you... in the previous chapter he says, wanna try sparring? And he's like, okay. And he shot him. That is instigatory. So from Benjamin's side, if he testifies that, yeah, Tsuridnik challenged him to a fight under martial law, that's a threat. He's not complying with the peaceful order. Say truthfully what you saw. The same thing as Tsuridnik. Fourth Prince Tsuridnik was human scum. I was planning to kill him regardless of this succession battle. So this is basically vigilantism. Okay, that's going a bit too far, no? Revealing this. That piece of trash is absolutely not a fallen hero of the Great Kakin succession battle. Okay. But since you're going to die as well, why would he honor whatever you're telling him now? He might go back on his word and change the scenario if it helps his prince for some reason or another. Because eventually Benjamin is gonna be dead, or at least he's definitely going to do something with his Nen Beast where he won't be alive. I executed Tsuridnik at my sole discretion, so it's not about Tsuridnik instigating him. He intentionally is like, yeah, I just executed him, just because. Okay. His numerous crimes will be laid bare at the trial. I have pardons and commuted sentences ready for anyone willing to testify against him. Think it over. Okay, I misunderstood Benjamin's intentions. Is it just a coincidence? Could this actually be real? Tsuridnik really died? Was he really attacked by Benjamin? Is there a way to know for sure? Theta's injury, only people who use Nen can see it. If that's gone. Only people who can use Nen can see it, so her face does look normal to most people. She just has a scar, maybe, on her skin. If that's gone... Okay, Salkov and Dungeon will be handed over to the Central Justice Bureau and held there. What about the whole Salkov hiding his body though? He only has 10... if we assume Tsuridnik has trained his ability and can now see a minute into the future and change the events for a whole minute into the future, still, this is like taking a lot of time up from Salkov. They're even taking him with them. He can't do anything. Salkov and Benjamin will be handed over to the Central Justice Bureau and held there. Our military will also move there and use the 7th floor and its courtrooms as our Joint Force Command Center. So this is when we see them go and try and take over from Botabai and Kaiser and the cow guy, Mizaistom. Yeah, he wants to take it over as the command center. Complete the preparations for taking over before I get there. That we know that doesn't happen. But okay, they're taking Salkov with him. So how is he gonna do what Tsuridnik ordered him to hide his body? This is where the real battle begins. Fellow princes, okay, he's loading up even more of the virus. Sacrifice yourselves for the continued prosperity of the great Kakin Empire. Is he going to threaten someone with the virus and maybe give them... is he going to use this virus against the... what are they called? The Zodiacs at the Central Bureau, Justice Bureau. Is he going to use it against them and tell them, hey, listen to me and I will give you the cure. Otherwise, you're gonna die in 24 hours. Sacrifice yourselves for the continued prosperity of the great Kakin Empire. How many princes? 2. The 5th and 6th. I assume... the 5th and 6th. That's... Tubeba and... who's 6th? Tyson? Prince Tyson, I believe. So few. I guess... these are the ones that actually agreed to go to the room? So few. Where are the others? Yeah, probably. The third and seventh princes escaped before the proclamation. Third is Zanglei and seventh is Losers. Okay. Oh yeah, and we know that Benjamin was looking for them. A hunter assaulted Kanji doll and assisted in the seventh prince's escape. We can use that as leverage. After taking over the Justice Bureau, open a special tribunal and slap Hunter Association with an extradition order. Demand they search and capture the third and seventh princes in exchange. Okay, it seems that the third prince might have manipulated Coven Toba with his guardian spirit beast's ability. Coven Toba himself admits to aiding and abetting and desires to be held and monitored. Okay. Okay. So is it something like you owe me a favor or something, or he purchased his cooperation by giving him the coins? Like now that he's been given money, he has like a duty to like respond to Zanglei and give him what he wants, as if he's purchased his services, maybe. Okay. He wants to be held and monitored. No need to hold himself. If he was aware of it, it was semi-coercive. He was manipulated to aid Zanglei under certain circumstances, which is how it was described, I think. How the spirit beast was described. I will hear them out. Okay, music is a bit too loud. As for room 9, Captain Balsamilko was found unconscious, sitting in a chair. So that's the one person. So they've launched the arrow. What? He's unconscious? So Hulkenberg succeeded in transferring himself again. If Balsamilko is unconscious, because otherwise either Hulkenberg or Balsamilko would be awake. Okay. He was unarmed, and once he awoke and we asked the questions you had prepared, he proved to be himself without a doubt. Yeah, Hulkenberg managed to get out, because otherwise either one of them would have to be awake. So Hulkenberg is someone else now. Oh man, who the hell could it be? What's going on? Wasn't it an ability to switch bodies? It was obvious from Vict's actions. Hulkenberg switched bodies somehow and activated his ability using Balsa's body. And somehow activated his ability using Balsa's body. The captain also volunteered to be held, and he and Coven Toba are confined to the mess hall. What shall we do? Okay, Coven Toba, he said let him free because it was semi-coercive. But what about Balsamilko? I will deal with these two princes first. I want to talk to them alone. He's talking about 5th and 6th. I want to talk to them alone. Everyone, including those in the mess hall, go outside and stand by. Okay. Next page. Coven Toba, Balsamilko. Who's the guy with the beard? I don't remember this guy. Is this guy also on Benjamin's cards? Am I going crazy? There was no guy with a beard, right? I need to check this. Let's go back to chapter... was it 414? The end of 414? No, it was 413. Okay, is there a guy with a beard here? No. I assume these are most of Benjamin's guards, right? Who's the guy with the beard? Let's go back. Who's this guy? Okay, some unrecognized guy just shows up and nobody seems to bat an eye that he's not one of Benjamin's guards. And he's here in the previous panel, yeah. And here he is, talking here. Who's this guy? I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Oh, is this just a guy that hasn't been represented recently? I need to go back and check all of the Wikipedia on all of Benjamin's guards because I don't remember this guy. Okay, they walk into the room, they motion Coventoba and Balsamilko to move out from the mess hall. Okay, no words exchanged. Okay, Tyson. Hello, my dear brother. How do you do? Hi, brother. Sorry to keep you waiting and... Oh, I think they're talking to Benjamin? Yeah, probably she's talking to Benjamin. Yeah, you can see her motioning towards Benjamin here. Hi. Sorry to keep you waiting, and thank you for your cooperation. I will explain in brief about how we got here. So he's doing it. I thought he would wait until he got everyone he could. But there's still a bunch of other princes he can't... he couldn't get in here, like Wobble or... Well, Wobble he excused. But like Mariam, he didn't get in here. Momoza's gone. Fugitsu is disappeared because she's apparently in the Justice Bureau still. 10 is Kacho, she's dead. 9 is Hulkenberg, he's disappeared. 8 is Sally, he's dead. God, there's so few princes that are available, huh? I regret that there was a traitor in my army who stole part of a biological weapon. He says this, he literally has the weapon locked and loaded right now. Oh dear, how scary. Who was it? We know who did it. It was one of my personal guards, who we believe to be connected to Camilla. He changed the story again, so now it's Camilla. To be connected to Camilla. Through our investigation is ongoing. The weapon component isn't usable by itself, but we will do all we can to get it back. That's the martial law. I mean, why blame it on Camilla when she's going to die biologically? He's saying that it's unusable. If she ends up dying, it's like, oh yeah, she used it on herself? Hi, welcome to the stream. Who is this bearded soldier who comes out of nowhere? Never seen him before, but he's suspiciously talkative and prominent in the scene. Exactly what I'm saying. You must have just joined the stream. I've been crashing out on this guy literally just 2 minutes ago. Who the hell is this guy? Nobody just gonna acknowledge the guy with the beard that we've never seen before? I'm losing it. Bro, who's this guy? I'm trying to imagine him without the beard, because his beard kind of looks fake a little bit. Have we seen some guy who looks like, he reminds me of Mirio from My Hero Academia or something, the way his face looks, but I don't recognize him. Also, there's been like so many characters. Anyway, where was I? Who was it? We know, connected to Camilla through our investigation is ongoing. The weapon component isn't usable by itself, but we will do all we can to get it back. Thus the martial law. It just doesn't make sense for why he would throw Camilla when his other story was that it's Hulkenberg and Tsuridnik who conspired to take the biological weapon. It just is a contradictory statement now. Why did you even bring it on board? To deal with the dangerous creatures of the new continent. How do you know a biological weapon that is designed to take out humans is gonna work on creatures of the dark continent? Well, as long as there's no danger of it being used. He's just bullshitting just to get his story, just to get through this scene, I guess. Well, as long as there's no danger of it being used, we can go back to killing each other, right? Okay, the sarcasm is very heavy. Dark humor. There has been an update on that. The hunter called Kurapika has a theory. The hunter called Kurapika has a theory that if multiple princes are still alive by the deadline, Kakin would lose the protection of its guardian spirits, and the current regime will collapse. However, we can all survive. I mean, he's just using these for the sake of the conversation, but he's definitely not going to go with Kurapika's plan or idea. I brought you here because I thought it would be worth a debate among us all, but I'm afraid some refuse to entertain the idea, and he releases it on everybody. Oh no, like, God, everybody here is gonna get infected. Let's see, who's here? There's this guy, wait, do I even recognize these are the Tyson guards, okay. The pretty boys. Okay, on the other hand, Longi and Maur, I think that's Maur, his name, also are gonna get infected. He just doesn't care, huh? Confinement within the VVIB living quarters will continue until martial law. Maybe they're safe because they're a bit further back. Hopefully. I don't want to see Maur or Longi go away. Also, if Longi dies, her curse is gonna activate and possibly kill somebody. Also, Kurapika is gonna lose his ability to use her ability that works with other people. Confinement within the VVIB living quarters will continue until martial law is lifted. It's only a matter of time before we reacquire the weapon. Bearded guy equals Hisoka, new S tier Hunter Hunter. I mean, you don't know. Maybe with bungee gum, it can do literally anything. Yeah, I don't think he's interested in fighting the princes. Or maybe he wasn't interested in Hulkenberg. But how did he know? He has some informant or something. Somebody is working with Hisoka and giving him information on the succession battle. Right? How did Hisoka figure out Hulkenberg's ability? Somebody is giving him information. Maybe it's someone in Benjamin's guards that is leaking information to him. Might be a interesting theory. Where was I? As a formality, we will conduct a safety inspection of each of your quarters. Are they setting traps under the cover of these inspections? The trap has already been sprung to Beppa. But hey, one second. To Beppa is like, she does a whole bunch of chemistry and stuff and science. And she has now the Nin Beast thing. She might be able to develop a cure, no? Oh, if she's infected, now she has all the motivation and reason to actually immediately start working on finding some cure. Oh, that might be like where this is headed, huh? She might work with Kurapika and develop a cure for this virus and cure herself and Tyson and possibly maybe even Benjamin. Benjamin might actually be cured of his own disease. Yes, so Hisoka couldn't have gotten a VVIB pass without some help, and certainly not proper knowledge on Hulkenberg's ability. Perhaps Queen Onma. Oh, right, the queens. So many moving concepts here. Yes, Tobeba needs a partner to get the antidote. But I didn't even consider making an antidote until now. Now that Tobeba has been infected, now it's so clear that, yeah, she could probably prepare an antidote to this disease. Damn. Meanwhile, my theory on Hisoka, I don't think it's a queen, though. I think, and this has been a theory of mine for a while, that Kaiser is the one who's being manipulated by Illumi. And maybe Illumi might not actually be hunting Hisoka, maybe he's working with him. Even though, it would be even more funny if he's not actually working with Hisoka, he's genuinely been hired to kill him. But who knows, hey, theorize, and it's better to keep our options open. Where was I? Are they setting traps? No, the trap has already been sprung. Okay, did he need to go as far as to declare martial law just for that? There must be another intent. How much of this was true? We can be present for those inspections. We see Camilla ordering her people to find a cure as well. Tobeba and Camilla are siblings with the same mom. Yeah, Camilla would be interested in a cure as well. But I don't know if she would order it. She would not be... I don't see why Tobeba would give her the thing. Like, she would have to bargain with Tobeba to give her the cure, because she's just not very friendly, on very friendly terms with any of her siblings. She would demand the cure, but I don't know why they would give her the cure. So yeah, we can be present for those inspections, of course. I think you're the worthiest to be king, even without the succession battle. Oh, Tyson is glazing Benjamin? Okay, survival of the monarchy and prosperity. The succession battle has meaning, but even if the theory that the monarchy would collapse if the process doesn't complete is true, and there's a will to overturn the whole thing, the one closest to the throne is still you, and the monarchy would only shift into a military regime. Yeah, Tobeba does not trust him. Tobeba's Nin Beast needs a research partner, so there has to be conditions to fulfill that. Yeah, but we know that it's Kurapika, right? We even get Muhan, the guy who has the Predator ability. He even confirms that, yeah, something is weird about the Nin Beasts ever since Kurapika has showed up, which means that the Nin Beast has entered into a partner contract with Kurapika. So if Camilla wants to also enter and become her partner, maybe. But I don't see Tobeba being very friendly with Camilla, even if they have the same mom. Camilla is just unhinged. She doesn't see anybody else as equal to her. And yeah, back to the chapter, the Tobeba is very suspicious of Benjamin. She's like, what do you mean you're interested in a civil discussion? She's calling him out on his bullcrap. It's like, you, the person who's closest to the throne, wants to discuss whether destroying the entire country just to save his own life is an option worth taking? Tobeba doesn't believe him for 1 second. Just him pretending like this is a normal discussion to have, she knows is completely fake. Only once you and Camilla are gone will this proposal be persuasive or realistic, but also I think you need to end Zengli in there. I don't trust that that little fucker. He definitely is way more bloodthirsty than he lets on. He I guess he managed to like trick Tobeba. But who's number 4? Tsuridnik. As well, Tsuridnik needs to go. You can't also exclude Tsuridnik from that list of people who need to be gone. Before the plan of like working together and not killing each other might be possible. Also, cute whale. I love the ship. It's so cute. This perspective is quite derpy though. You just need to give it a little bit of googly eyes. Just change the eyes. Anyway, next page. 1 second. Okay, next page. Area A, all clear. Area B, secured. All areas of tier 3 secured. Okay, tier 3. So they've gone through tier 2. And now tier 3 as well. Okay. All areas, Prince Benjamin arriving. Isn't the Justice Department on tier 2? How are they securing tier 3 already? Am I misremembering? Prince Benjamin's arriving. Prince Benjamin on deck. Your Highness. What? Oh, Balsamilko and Coventoba are with him. But they don't have guns, because they're just hostages or... Ooh, his eyes, his Sharingan are activating. No, I still don't think we should be with you. The attacks that remain inside us are still unknowns. And we... Balsamilko... Halkenberg said that Balsamilko... he can't, like, imitate Balsamilko's exact mannerisms, that Benjamin would just catch him out. But is it possible he's just faking it and actually managed? No, let's just trust that Halkenberg isn't just gonna mislead us, then go back and do it. Maybe he figured out some other ability or some way to actually trick. I don't know. I still don't think we should be with you. The attacks remain inside us are still unknowns. What about troop morale? And if anything happened to you, how to reveal? Do they not know that something is going to happen to him? Focus on analyze. They must have not been informed about the curse and the virus. Focus on analyzing. Maybe, yeah, because maybe that will leak information to the enemy. If maybe somehow the enemy who manipulated them could siphon the information out of them, so they're not being told. Analyzing the abilities you have. If you have time to fret over trifling risks, you risked your lives to take on these enemy attacks. It's what any soldier would have done. The same goes for me. Gyo. Oh, he orders them to use Gyo. A curse by Camilla's personal guard. The secret art of the have-nots, I hear. I'm also infected with TSK and have half a day left to live. And there's a possibility an even more powerful curse than the have-nots, one beyond. And there's also a possibility an even more powerful curse than the have-nots, one beyond placed on Furikov, could be turned on me too. Isn't this exciting? Yes, sir. What do we do with the enemy? Destroy them. And death, our friend. Okay, they're doing the whole military chant thing. But it's weird how Balsamilko seems to be taken aback. He seems to be like confused and surprised Pikachu face reaction. He doesn't feel like the Balsamilko that I know. Like the guy who's always like sharp and collected. Now it's Benjamin who's like taking the lead instead of Balsamilko. Who are we? Kakin Royal Army Squad 1. Are you? Where's the guy with the beard? Where's that bastard? Bro, who the hell is that? I don't get it. I'll look into who the Ninth Prince could be currently switched with. The feather on their hand is a giveaway, so discovery will only be a matter of time. I'll leave it up to you. Find him. Okay. The coin is powerful enough that holding it for 10 days makes you spontaneously confess your secrets. Okay, the number is currently still 10, but I fear there will be further effects at the next magnitude. Keep it, there won't be any more changes. There aren't many places Zhang could go. He's like, okay, keep it because Zhang is not gonna be alive for long. So don't worry about the next step. Hurt them from the top and crush them below. Yeah, because discarding the coin might do something where some effect might happen when he discards the coin. Otherwise, if he just keeps it, nothing unexpected might happen. Okay. Sheesh, I was eating. Oh, they're taking these guys in. Oh yeah, because they're searching for Zhang and Losers, so they're taking these guys into custody to search for them. If third Prince Zhang is kept below tier 1, I can leave it to the squad 3 recon team. Detain the Shi Yu and Sha'ar bosses on suspicion of treason and conspiracy to overthrow the government. Escort them to the Justice Bureau. Considering Zhang Li's path, it's clear on your assisted in his escape. That's a felony. I think that's him. But yeah, we see him literally meeting with this guy. So he probably did. Tell them their only valid bargaining chip is the prince's whereabouts. Zhang Li went to tier 2 right before the declaration via cross bridge from the inside of the Shi Yu boss residence. So they confessed? Currently confirming the route and following his trail. Follow-up report is in 15 minutes. Good. Tell the squad 3 and 7 recon teams and the scouts to focus on capturing Zhang Li and 7th Prince Losers. If multiple princes survive past the deadline, would be in the darkest timeline. Does that mean it's equally bad if all of us are dead? Nay. Does that mean it's equally bad if all of us are dead? No. That's a scenario that leads to a legislated national emergency separate from the succession battle. Emergency Law Article 1, sustaining the monarchy in a crisis. If the monarch as well as all successors eligible for the throne are dead or face inevitable death through unavoidable attacks such as a bomb, an epidemic, riot, or national disaster. That's a scenario that leads to a legislated national emergency? Separate from the succession battle? I think there's a continuation to the sentence on the next page. It's so much. I just want to reread this one more time. If multiple princes survive past the deadline, would be in the darkest timeline. He means if they survive past the voyage. Does that mean it's equally as bad if all of us are dead? So if everybody dies, he's saying this because he also plans to die as well. That's a scenario that leads to a legislated national emergency? Staying the monarchy in a crisis for the monarchy as well as all the successors eligible for the throne are dead or face inevitable death through unavoidable attacks such as bomb, riot, or national disaster. Camilla has been infected with TSK and will die in 13 to 19 hours. Struggle all you want. You pulled the trigger first. Circumstantial evidence will all point to your terrorist attack because of her curse. Bill can come even during martial law. He's the Surgeon General. Call him now. Oh yeah, she's calling surgeons and doctors. He's the Surgeon General. Call him now. Bring equipment and personnel from the Central Medical Office. Have the CDC and R&D. Anybody find out whether this is a bacteria or a virus. Okay. Pull the trigger first. Okay. I eliminated Surriding. He's talking about this in legal terms. He's trying to see which prince can legally be apprehended and taken out of the succession battle. I eliminated Surriding. I feel like I've flushed a massive problem out of my bowels. Oh, he does not know. He was a parasite eating cocaine from the inside. He falls as a human being. He fails as a human being, much less king. I finally have one less weight on my shoulders. I infected 5th Prince to Bibba and 6th Prince Tyson with the TSK. They will die shortly after Camilla. I don't have a grudge against either of them. I can even respect them, but they are not king material. He is not taking into account that Bibba might cure the disease. I won't waste your deaths. I will protect and guide the next king, and the next, and the one after that, as a leader of an ideal nation. Rest in peace. 11th Prince Fugetsu. Her haggard appearance following 10th Prince Kacho's death cannot be faked. She was swarming with evil spirits and ghosts. And now we know it's not Camilla's, because Camilla's curse was something to do with the eyes. It looks different from whatever Fugetsu has. Kacho's death cannot be faked. She was swarming with evil spirits and ghosts attracted to those who despair. Fugetsu is already as good as dead. So he just trusts the curse? I wouldn't, if I was in his position, but also he's under a lot of pressure. He just has to trust these very far-fetched explanations. She has suffered enough. I can at least let her die a peaceful death. The official story will be that she committed suicide by poison because she was afraid of the TSK infection. Buddy. Okay. He's coping too much. Was afraid of the TSK. May she be born into an ordinary family in her next life. So they also have reincarnation stuff in Kaki. 14th Prince Wobble, or rather 8th Prince Oito. Even if it was a last-ditch effort, I'm not impressed by this baby swap. But I can understand how she felt to be surrounded by a family who would trade a baby's life for riches. Because yeah, she came from a poor family and she married the king because it's a promise to be rich. It could change her life and the life of her family. A baby's life for riches, and that her sister, a fellow mother of an infant, was the only one who supported her when she tried to defy that fate. It's a fact that it's 99% likely Wobble is ineligible, but who says I have to accept this fact as reality? It'll be a simple matter to have them officially declared dead in deference to their resolve and with respect for their heart-wrenching decision to exchange their beloved children. If I can prove that Wobble is elsewhere, I will let their clan off with exile. But if the real Wobble is on board, whether she's eligible or not, I will accuse them of using a cheap trick to vie for the throne and have their entire clan wiped out for real. Thing is, we don't know if Wobble has been brought on board by someone else, but he doesn't care. Doesn't care if even the king brought them on board. He will just change the narrative and blame their entire clan, huh? Emergency Power Act. If the deaths of all heirs are unavoidable and only the current king survives, the current king will immediately name the next successor in order and prepare for a contingency. Okay, so that's the continuation of the sentence from the previous page. Okay, the contingency is that the current king will name the next successor. And he hopes that the king will name his son as successor if he manages to wipe out everyone. Okay, now that previous page makes more sense. What if all of us are dead? He's like, no, there is another caveat to this because the law allows the king to name a successor in case there is no successor left. If everyone dies, nobody is left. Damn. That's pretty smart from Benjamin. Okay. He's hoping that this law will actually work with the succession battle, and it is like some contingency. Like, if everybody lives, then yeah, that's a risk. But if everyone dies, maybe that's not also part of the risk. Who knows? He must be betting. He doesn't know for sure. Before I die, I must eliminate the remaining princes or infect them with TSK. A complete annihilation. Once that future is inevitable, it triggers the act, and father will declare my child next in line for the throne. Benjamin's guardian, spirit beast's ability. Gypsy life. Bohemian Rhapsody? After Benjamin's death, it fuses with his nin and selects one of his blood relatives to become their guardian spirit beast. It fuses with his nin. Okay, that's kind of what I expected. I expected somehow it will utilize his ability. His relative. This is mostly what I expected. Yeah, that it will transfer to his son, but it's not specifically his son. It could be any of his relatives. His blood to his relative become their guardian spirit beast. Once a prince fuses with a nin beast and loses their human body, like Prince Cacho, their right of succession is lost. I mean, we knew Cacho is out of the succession because her fire was on. We didn't know. Meanwhile, Hulkenberg is not dead because his spirit lives on. But Cacho is dead. It's just her spirit beast that is imitating her and acting like her, but it's not literally her. But I assumed Benjamin would not be like Cacho, that he would be more akin to Hulkenberg in a way that his will is living on. He would actually be conscious. He would become like the spirit beast, conscious, like a conscious spirit beast that guides the country. But no, he is going to die normally. And his spirit beast reflects his personality, by the way. It's pretty cool. It literally is just a continuation of his ability, but it transfers to his kin, while his ability only transfers others to him. His guardian spirit beast transfers his abilities to other people. So it's an infinite loop. Well, it kinda ends once his personal army is done, so that part is done as well. So only the people who die and transfer their abilities to him. Would that have a continuation later? I'm theorizing too much. Let's just continue reading. Once a prince fuses their nin and loses their human body, like Prince Cacho, fuses with a nin beast. So Prince Cacho fused with the nin beast? I don't think if that's correct. I think the nin beast is imitating her. The right to succession is lost. The criteria for selecting which blood relative to hunt can be determined by Benjamin ahead of time. Okay, so it's not random. I thought maybe the beast could like go to Wobble or to any of the other princes. But no, the condition is set by Benjamin. Ahead of time or left to his guardian spirit beast's discretion. Forever after. So yeah, after his son, it can be left up to the guardian spirit beast to decide who is worthy, who's the most worthy, and who's the best option. The same criteria will be used every time the host dies, and the new host must be chosen. Okay, according to Furikov, my guardian spirit beast's ability is one I can use to protect the Kakin Empire for all eternity. If Beyond's curse is directed at me, the surest way to undo the curse is to bounce it back. I must die first. Yeah, Benjamin must die first. That might cause the curse to spring back on Beyond. If by chance Beyond's curse activates first... Okay, I'm thinking of it because you have Saleh and you have Momoza and Cacho who died, and they probably died without a curse on them. Does that mean the people who have curses set up for these, like the Beyond children that have curses, cursing these princes who died, have been reflected back on Beyond. We don't see Beyond acting weird, but I'm not sure Beyond himself cast the curse as well. Like, people are saying Beyond put this curse, Beyond put this curse. I don't think it's his ability to put curses. It's not. He just has connections. He knows people. He knows someone who can put a curse on a baby. I don't believe it's Beyond's direct curse. I think he's just very well connected. So yeah, reflecting it back is not gonna go back to Beyond, at least, I don't think. If by chance Beyond's curse activates first, depending on its power and nature, there's a risk it may render my guardian spirit beast powerless. So his most important thing right now is to protect Furikov. Don't let Furikov die. He needs to die before Furikov dies. Hi. Not reflected back on Beyond. I think he means if he dies first, the curse will be reflected onto Furikov. That's what Furikov said, but I don't know how he would do that. Really, I don't think it would reflect back on Furikov, because Furikov is not the person who set the curse. Like, if you're going to make a curse and set restrictions to make the curse powerful and strong, you wouldn't... making the condition of the curse to curse the baby, if it fails, to curse the baby themselves, that's not much of a condition. It's not gonna make the curse strong. You need it to reflect back onto the original person who placed the curse. No? I mean, I'm not sure. You might be right that Furikov said that. I'm just not sure that that sounds correct. Also, it's cool how Benjamin says you will live on through me to his dead soldiers when we first see his ability explained. Now his Nen Beast does the same thing for him, letting him live on through it. Yeah, it's cool. We finally know it for certain, but I kinda thought that this is what his ability is gonna do anyway, because just because of his nature. His nature is to transfer abilities and keep keep like amassing power. So his guardian spirit beast doing an ability very similar to his is kinda expected, but it's still pretty cool. Anyway, where was I? We were talking about Beyond's curse. So yeah, as I was saying, it most likely needs to reflect on the person who cast the curse, because that condition would increase the power of the curse more than it reflecting on the baby themselves. That's a feature, not a bug. That's a feature, not a con. Anyway, I was reading Spirit Beast Powerless. Yeah, it might destroy his Spirit Beast if it activated on him, so he needs to make sure Furikov does not die before him. Curse Mother and her treacherous... He also says, I will not be killed off so easily. In that epic panel of him raging way back at the start of the arc, nice bit of foreshadowing from Togashi. I mean, yeah, he's not going down without a fight. He's doing he's literally, the best 5 chapters is all about him. He took charge of the entire story. And he's kind of changed a lot since we first saw him. Like, he did not seem like this kind of, like, resolute and clear-minded person. He seemed like a thug, or not a thug, but more like a musclehead. But now he's more of a strategist, and you can see it. We've also been, what was it called? When Balsamilko was introduced, he specifically like tells us about the kind of character Benjamin is. Like, he is supposed to be a musclehead, but this is Balsamilko's like teachings. He taught him how to be more reasonable and more like a proper leader. Aside from Kurapika, he's really been the main character of this arc in terms of page time. Yeah, for the past like 10 chapters, absolutely. He's changed so much. He's almost on Kurapika's level of like character development, which is crazy. Like who the hell is this guy to like rival Kurapika in character development? Anyway, where was I? Kur's mother and her treacherous plot. She knew Furikov couldn't eliminate the worst case scenario. That Beyond's curse could be directed at me and use that to manipulate him. Yeah, she's using the curse on her own discretion, not even on Beyond's command, probably. She gave him the TSK, knowing that my desire for national prosperity and selfless service to the public would lead me to declare special martial law. Through Furikov, she encouraged a space side. Oh no, there goes my impressions for this VOD as well. That's why that word was the reason my last VOD wasn't very popular. Of the other princes in Minecraft. We're all playing Minecraft here. And I hate censorship. I just checked, and Furikov definitely says the curse will reflect back on him. Really? If Benjamin dies first. I don't know if he is correct about how the curse works, though. You know what? We'll go back after we're finished with this chapter, and I'll check again what they say explicitly. It's in chapter 413. Okay, we'll go back and check it after this chapter. Of the other princes, she wants any of her children to become king. When she learned of Beyond's ambitions, she shifted her focus to the brother who can be more easily manipulated. That's kind of what I thought too. How dare she abuse Furikov's loyalty and mock me? I'm sure that seeing my actions, she's assured of her victories. Unfortunately, I will ask her to choose her own life or that of my brother. The ultimate choice. Ooh, we're finally getting the Queen Unma involved. Like, she's been hiding in the shadows for so long. Oh man. Benjamin is not gonna let this slide. And that's it, that's the end of the chapter. Okay. Damn. He's burning with rage, but he's still calm and collected. Like, he's channeling his rage properly and efficiently to like accomplish his goal. God damn. Insane character, honestly. Okay, so he's gonna use martial law and go to her. Her own life or that of my brother. He's gonna threaten her to get the whereabouts of Hulkenberg. Too bad I don't think she knows, does she? I don't think anybody knows. Did we even know where Hulkenberg went? Like, he's supposed to be in Balsamilko's body, but he managed to escape it. He fired an arrow, and out of like the 10-20 people in his room, he managed to also make it out of there. Unless it's not random. Unless his ability is not random. He might be able to switch the bodies of the most convenient person. The right place at the right person at the right place at the right time. I'm losing my voice. Maybe that's how his ability works. If it serves him well to if it serves him best for his body to change, then it's his soul that will change. Huh. And it's not actually just randomly we're all equal, we're all the same, anybody can be anywhere. Maybe he's more merit based, so the right person at the right time. Huh. I think that's how his ability actually works. I'm gonna put that as a prediction down. That's how Hulkenberg's ability works. It's not completely random. If it is completely random, that's bullshit. He just managed to make it out of his own body right when he needed to. Out of Balsamilko's body. But yeah, okay. Let's go back to chapter 413 and see what happened between Furikov. Okay. Okay, let's read from here. Doing the math, you're the only one who could have poisoned me, Furikov. You acquired... For what money, Bauer? Tell me what corrupted you before you die. I would never betray you now and forever. Okay, and something. He tells him about the curse. This is the curse that activates upon my death. It was planted by Beyond and is nigh impossible to remove. The Queen... Yeah, nigh impossible, because we later learned that, yeah, it would take him 3 years just to decipher it and find a cure. Or find a way to do it. The Queen threatened that Beyond could cause my death at any time, and I was left with no choice. What I feared most was not that you could be my target, but that your death by the curse could eradicate your guardian spirit beast's ability. The only sure way to avoid this was to bounce the curse back. Okay, he just says bounce the curse back. If I die first, the curse reflects back to you. Benjamin says this, okay. And my guardian spirit beast's ability would make me a god. Exactly, your guardian spirit beast's ability is a nation of unshakable glory and prosperity will be assured. He does say you, but let me just check the unofficial translation just to make sure. The only reliable way to avoid this is to reflect the curse back. If I, the target, die first, the curse will be reflected back onto the cursed offering. Okay. Okay, you're right. You're exactly right. That yeah, it will spring back on Furikov. Or at least that's what the characters are saying. I think maybe if there are 2 souls in a body, that person gets precedence. That's my prediction. I mean, I don't think Balsamilko will count as another person. Like, even if he is, they're in the same body, I don't think he counts as being loyal to Hulkenberg. So he wouldn't be... He's, like, invisible to the technique, I would assume? Maybe you're right. Maybe if there is 2 people, that would be prioritized. But I don't see... Is there like a precedent why that would be the case? A reasonable explanation why Hulkenberg's soul would be prioritized? Like, I feel like philosophically he might be like, oh, I believe that people should... like the person with merit should be like in the position of power. Maybe he's a meritocraticist or something. And that if you, like, when he had the conversation with his father, he changed his tune and became more of a meritocraticist. I think that's the word. Where you believe that the person with merit should have power. So maybe that affected his ability, and now it developed into an ability where the best person for the job will leave their body and switch their bodies with the target. I feel like that's a better explanation, and that's my theory. Back to this, the curse. Yeah, it's exactly right what you said, but I don't know if I trust that. Like, why would they say that the curse reflects back onto the person cursed, like the person who's facilitating the curse, who didn't have an intentional part in this? I get it that the characters are saying this. It's just, to me, that doesn't sound right. No? You make a convincing argument, to be honest. I just thought it's a bit too convenient. I mean, yeah. If you're talking about Hulkenberg, I assume. it's all theories. We'll eventually see what happens in the future when the new chapters come out, and we will see eventually what the result is. It's just I see your point. It's just this is my theory on what is actually happening. But yeah, onto the cursed thing. I don't really trust that it should reflect. Maybe it's a translation error. Maybe because sometimes I see on the Reddit people like posting, "Hey, there's a Togashi comment. This is supposed to be this." Was there ever a comment on this chapter? I don't even know where to find that. Because Reddit now will shove that post way down. I'll look into it eventually later and see if Togashi maybe changed a comment on chapter 413. But many a time Togashi will come out and just say, "Hey, this chapter had a mistranslation. It's not supposed to be the queens infected with the stinger ball. It's supposed to be the princes." So yeah, stuff like that happens all the time, especially with a manga this complicated. It's gonna happen all the time. God damn. Okay, so the curse will reflect back on Furikov. But that's fine. The most important thing right now is to keep Furikov safe. And I don't know how safe he is as long as he's on the front line along with Benjamin. Like, this is really dangerous, but also they are surrounded with the entire militia, so it's as safe as you can be. But maybe prioritize like putting Furikov in a room by himself somewhere really far away, just to make sure nobody gets to him. I don't think so, because I've seen multiple people saying that they were a bit confused about this, because like we haven't seen any random guards folded after Prince died. You know what? That makes sense. Yeah. I did literally just mention this. I did not make the connection, but we've seen what's their name? Momo's, Sale, and Kacho. All of them died, and I mentioned that, hey, we didn't see Beyond struggling with any curse, did we? But also, if you're right and it's reflecting back on the guards, then the guards would get cursed with Beyond's curse. And we haven't really seen any of them. It's been like 20 days, 30 days. 20 days, what am I saying? It's been like a few days since Momoza died and Sale died. Like, it's been nearly a week. We would have seen someone die. You're absolutely correct. That is something to look out for. Is it possible that they realized that they're being cursed and they just gave up their lives somehow? Like some of the guards that died in the process, maybe? Can we point them down? Or would they even know? Like, most of the cursed children didn't even know. Like, they couldn't figure out the curse other than Longi and Furikov, because they have Nin. And they trained with Nin a lot. Like, Furikov didn't even notice the curse until 2 days later when he opened his thing and his laptop. He's like, notification, oh, you're cursed. Like, it would take... It's not easy to notice the curse. It's possible that they're cursed, but they don't know it. I still don't trust it. I'm just gonna say it's probably a mistranslation, and it's supposed to reflect back onto the user, because it's just best way to like make the curse as effective as possible. Yeah, true. I think Furikov is silent majority, by the way. What are your thoughts on that? Furikov? You sure you meant Furikov? We have his ability. We know it's not his ability. Like, his ability is Full Metal Alchemist, unless he has multiple abilities. Longi? we also know Longy's ability, which is the contract thing. And we've seen we've seen it's alright, it's alright. We've seen Korobika also use the judgment chain, unless she's using her ability unconsciously. Maybe she has. Maybe someone is using the ability through her. No, I'm pretty sure the silent majority has been killing before Longy entered the room. I I had a theory that somebody is using the Wobble baby, the Wobble who's not actually Wobble. That she's being used to cast silent majority. That somebody is using her from long distance. No, but he used it after she said she wasn't. Just checking 410 again. She said she wasn't. 410. I don't think Korobika isn't in 410. Are you sure about the chapter number? Maybe you're talking about a different chapter. But no, we did have Korobika confirm that she's not 400. Okay. Okay, it's 401 probably. Okay, I don't need divination. Will you agree to our contract? I will collaborate with Prince Tubiba. Okay. Next long is your turn. I don't need divination. Okay. Sounds quite interesting. What's the contract? I don't have time to sift through a mixed of fact and vision. If I figured out you're lying, I'll shoot without hesitation. You can't kill an end user. Okay, she's describing her ability and his chain doesn't move, so he knows it's true. What's your true plan? Okay, I should start with what used to be the plan. Korobika is not letting down the gun or the chain. Yeah. So what's the original true plan? She tells him about her past, about beyond, arranged stuff. He still has the gun and chain bolt. My father placed a curse on us. After she says she isn't silent majority. So you're telling me... However, Prince Tubiba doesn't know about this. She's describing the ability. Voluntary. However, Prince Tubiba doesn't know about this ability, let alone the fact that I can use it. This contract is insurance to guarantee the true plan goes smoothly. Sounds... Isn't it already, but just... but just so you know, those snakes weren't mine. I'd like to prove that and explain why I'm here. Okay, you're right. She does say this statement before Korobika pulls the gun, pulls the chain. It's just unlikely that a person has multiple abilities usually, and I feel like the point of the scene is that, hey, Korobika is now using the chain and he's just gonna ask one more time just to make sure. I wouldn't read into it that much that Korobika, that she lied just moments before Korobika pulled the chain and started his lie detection. I feel like her intentions is that I'm gonna be just honest all the time. You might be right. It's technically a possibility. I think it's a bit of a stretch. I think Korobika would make sure to validate while he has the chance right now that she isn't silent majority. Fyurikov was convinced it was Longi though, and his ability is literally analyzing abilities. Good point. Good point. Thing is, he didn't finish analyzing her ability. Did he? I think his ability depends on his... Actually, that's a really good thing to point out. He was convinced. But... can we trust Fyurikov to the max? It's not like... it might be that... we don't know that, but he would have the room long enough, I think. That's a really good point. It's possible that he might be wrong still. Why? Because I think his ability is somewhat similar to Predator, where he, depending on how well he can predict the ability, he can make a counter to it. So he might just be making a wrong prediction because he's trying to find a person who is using silent majority. But you're right, it might be because he managed to figure out, because maybe his ability does figure out eventually the right solution, the right answer. I'm not sure, his ability is quite confusing, honestly. Let me go back, chapter 4:15. Fyurikov's ability is this laptop, and the laptop tells him that making the cleansing item, it will take him a whole year, almost a year, to decipher the curse. So does the laptop understand that it would take a year for Fyurikov to finally reach the right conclusion, or would the laptop just subliminally keep feeding him information until he completely understands? Or does it just predict how long it would take for Fyurikov to completely understand? Who knows? I don't know that, but to have the loan wrong enough, I think. I don't think that's how his ability works. It's how I interpret the explanation of his abilities anyway. He says usually it only takes a few hours or days though. I mean, yeah, it depends on how simple the ability is. But he doesn't know about any of her contract stuff. And he didn't make a prediction about the contract stuff either. Which we know to be true. Because she explained it in front of Kurapika's lying Sheen. It's just that this is confusing though. That the laptop tells him a time frame of how long it would take to decipher someone's ability. Because it puts a time limit on it, which means that there is like a specific timeline. Why is there a timeline? Is it because the laptop knows that Fyurikov would take this long to understand, or is it because the laptop will give him subliminal messages that allow him to figure out the answer within this time frame? Because if it is the previous one, then the time frame can change a lot. If Fyurikov messes up his understanding of the ability, it's different than if the laptop gives him the information and forces a specific timeline. He says usually it only takes a few hours. His ability was better explained in 4:13. I mean, they're both explanations of his ability. I feel like this chapter builds upon it and gives it more. The explanation in the previous chapter in 4:13 was that it was a very like surface level. We didn't know about the laptop or that he can know that time frame yet. This is like something that adds more to the previous explanation, I would say. I'm not sure. I'm 50-50 on his ability, how his ability works specifically. Because if it can like change based on his understanding, the time frame could just become infinite if he never figures out a specific ability. Yeah, but I think it's clear from the explanation in 413 that it isn't a guessing game. Really? Let's check 413. Full Metal Alchemist, Combo Master, Specialist. By being with the target for a certain time in total, it deciphers the details of the target's ability. Ooh, that's pretty open and shut case, huh? It deciphers the details of the target's ability and then creates a weapon that could destroy or supplement and amplify said ability. Let's check the scanulation. By remaining near a target for a set amount of time, cumulatively, he can decipher the details of the target's ability and create equipment that either destroy or conversely strengthens. You know what? You're onto something. He can decipher the details. And he deciphered that Longi is in part, maybe, silent majority. Now, one caveat. Target. How do we know that he targeted Longi? Like, as far as we know, his target was Kurapika, right? He was there to monitor and understand Kurapika's ability. And in the laptop, he must have... Let me go down. Go back to 415. On the laptop, he chose to activate... here. Creation of a curse removing item. He chose to target the curse that Beyond placed upon him. Do we know for certain that that this thing he can do can also target Longi, or was he just making an educated prediction without using his ability? I already suspected Longi before this, so I'm happy about this. Longi and Bellorante were my top 2 most suspicious people. Honestly, I don't suspect them. This is like really good evidence, except I'm not sure that she's his target. Can he target multiple people, or is he still stuck on Kurapika? Come on, there is a case to be made that his target is Kurapika. And he just is his specialty. He is a specialist. His specialty is like detecting people's curses. It's not specifically his ability giving him the information on Longi. It's just his own personal deduction that is wrong. That's also a possibility because we do know Longi's ability, and she did say that she's not. Before the cursed chain, the lying chain, the divination chain came out, but imagine her being completely truthful after the chain came out. Maybe she went ahead and immediately threw that accusation out of the window before Kurapika tried using his chain. You think so? She intentionally... I don't remember this, but do they know about Kurapika's divination chain? Has he used it? Oh yeah, he did. Whenever Silent Majority first struck, he immediately pulled out the chain and told people, if this chain moves, I'm gonna shoot. Be truthful. So she could have preemptively did that. Damn. Long is also the only secret nin user it could be. Well, the thing is, Silent Majority has been attacking people before any of the guards came for training lessons. We see Silent Majority strike Woody and a whole bunch of other unnamed guards in Kurapika's room before the nin lessons, before Longi ever entered the room. And we know it is Silent Majority because we see the exact hole on Woody's body that Silent Majority snakes do. Let me continue. It could feel like, cause Furikov said there were 4 secret nin users, and I feel like she is the only one it could be. I don't think it's anybody. Anybody from the training sessions. I don't think it's any of them. the curse user might be using Wobble or the Queen to cast their curse from afar somehow. That's my prediction. Because the curse did happen, Silent Majority did take out all the guards, and the only people were left were Korabika, Bill, Shimano, and the Queen and Oito. These were the only 5 people left in the room after this second attack from Silent Majority. Yeah, and all of them were spies for other queens. So it seems like Silent Majority is helping Korabika, who is helping Longi. I mean, that's true. All the other guys were for other queens. But we do see the inner monologue for Longi. For Silent Majority, I mean. And Silent Majority is hell-bent on just killing everybody. It didn't sound very friendly to Korabika, and also it's very suspicious for Korabika and Oito and Wobble for having all of these people killed in their room. It's not really helping Korabika as much as it's just putting blame on him and putting suspicion on him and his queen and prince. If anything, it sounds like they're trying to set up Korabika. And killing the guards of other queens is also just getting them more suspicious of Korabika. Even more. It's like, oh, you're just getting rid of our guards. You're just making up this story and this nin and stuff just to take out our guards. To like clean your room, so they're less likely to work with Wobble. It feels more like an attack, honestly, than more of an attack to weaken Korabika and his camp. Still, so my suspicion is still on Wobble, the fake Wobble. I don't know why, I don't know how, but I'm pretty sure it's that darn baby is doing it. Or at least, remember how we saw Wobble, like, suddenly, like, show malice or Korabika looking back on Wobble, and she, or he, I guess, because now we learn it's a boy, for a split second have emitted malice. That's always been my reason for why I suspect that somebody put something on Wobble and they're using it to trigger Silent Majority. In the book that Togashi wrote, that he referenced when he's setting up this murder mystery, a book, the person who was shown to be the killer also cleverly passed a lie detector. So I feel like Longi did the same. Really? What book is it? If you remember its name. I mean, yeah, best a lie detector test. Damn, if that's the reference that Togashi is using. I mean, we do see the queen sort of trying to pass the lie detector test as well, because I think some were like, there were 11. There were 11. That there were 11. Isn't that the name of the ability itself? Yeah, and that seems to be animated action movie. Cosmo Academy has set a test for 10 of its applicants to survive on a spaceship. It's Among Us. For 2 months, but there is an 11th member on board. This reminds me of not just Among Us, but also an anime that came out recently where it's in the spaceship and there is an extra member. Huh. Cool. Yeah, passing a lie detector test. The only thing that doesn't sell me on Longi is because we already know her ability. Uh, and unless she has like multiple abilities and her is she being controlled? Kurabika does mention when doing. Oh, he didn't write it, but he referenced it when setting up. Yeah. I'm not. I know that he didn't write it. Yeah, there's also an anime in the same name. Maybe it's based on the book. I mean, that's what Google showed me in anime. What was I saying? Longi passing the test. Remember, Kurabika did not trust his own chain when he was doing the Hunter x Hunter test. When he became an examiner, the rat examiner, a Zodiac. So yeah, he knows that there is ways to get by his chain. But there are other people who have multiple abilities, like Kurabika has a bunch. I mean, yeah, he does have a bunch, but he is a specialist, and Furikov is a specialist. Longi, was Longi ever given her type? Were we ever given her type? Let's go back to 401. My ability is called Conditional Manipulative Ability. I'm just trying to see if she ever explains her type, her nin type. I form a contract between you and the prince. I would only need to tell you the details of the contract itself, but my true plans would grant. I want to grant you additional power with my ability. In order to do that, I have to explain everything. Okay, she's explaining her history. The methods were different. Yes, my father left and then curse. Take a look with Gyo. A contract, like her ability, if I had to guess, it sounds like manipulation, not specialization, but if she is a specialist, she might be able to like pull some crazy stuff and have multiple abilities. But wouldn't your abilities usually be related? Like Kurabika's abilities are all part of his chain. Silent Majority has her own thing where she has like a puppet thing and she conjures snakes. Meanwhile, Longi's contract seems to be something, her ability to do something with contract. Like if they just somewhat looked similar, I would buy that she has multiple abilities. If she could, I mean, I guess we don't know how her contract manifests after she achieves a contract with somebody. My problem is that they look so different. Usually, like Morena is a specialist, and most of her stuff is about games because she's a game master. She plays card games. She makes a point system. Kurabika does stuff with the chains. Each chain has different ability. But you're right. There's a lot of smoke around Longi. You've changed my mind. You know, I'm a lot more suspicious of Longi being possibly Silent Majority. But there's still the plot hole of how did she do her ability before the Nin lessons ever even were a concept? Because literally, like 2 hours into the voyage, or maybe even the first hour into the voyage, as soon as Kurobik enters the room, silent majority strikes. Instantly. But yeah. Man. Hunter x Hunter is so fun, huh? Isn't it? You can go down so many rabbit holes. Just trying to figure out what the hell could anything... Like, any bloodline could have like 10, 20 theories that all sound plausible. Man. Togashi is insane. Togashi is an insane man. I almost called him a creature. I don't know why. I struggle to even see him as human anymore. It's like, how do you conjure such complicated and so extremely interesting scenarios? Bro, look at the bliss on Benjamin's face. He's like, finally, I got to do this. Man. Yeah. I usually go over the chapter again. I'm exhausted, but usually I go over, after reading the official chapter, I go over and read the scanlation just in case, because there's sometimes some miscommunication, mistranslations here and there, or some different translations in one or the other. Just to cover all my bases, we're gonna go back again and we read 417. Emergency this time. My phone died, but yeah, you're right, they do look very different. Who looks very different? Oh, the abilities, yeah, probably, is what you mean. Maybe Bisky is a comparison, because she has a whole becoming a gorilla and the shampoo lady. You mean her abilities being different? Oh, no, you see, her ability isn't to become a gorilla. She is just a gorilla by nature. That's just her default body. That's just how she looks like normally, is when she transforms into the gorilla. Her ability is what transforms her, like the whole shampoo stuff and the massage thing is what transforms her into the cute way that she looks. They're not two different abilities. It's just one ability that makes her look cute. Yeah, because she is just so like bullish and strong that she made an ability that makes her look cute, because she wasn't happy with how she looks like a gorilla. That's how her ability works. It's only one ability. But yeah, let's go back through 417 again. We're gonna go back through the scanlations and see if there's any differences or if we missed anything. Yeah. Scattershot bullets hit Surwydnik right in the abdomen. Emergency. Drivel from scum like you is a blight and deserves the full force of the law. Stomp, crush. Is this the fake? In that case, when the hell did it start? And how far will it go? Burn all this into your eyes before you go to hell. I'm the one who sent you to your grave. And the last thing you'll see is the bottom of my foot, my boot. Phooey. I assumed it was a counteractive ability. It seems you only just learned it and we're still in training. I'll give you a private lesson then. Zetsu is extremely dangerous. It causes even your guardian spirit beast to disappear. Are you listening? He's just taking the piss. Is this the real Benjamin, or is he also an illusion? And if this isn't real, then these guys... Are all of them here? Seeing the same thing as me? Hey, you there. Yes. If you're ever given the opportunity to testify about this incident, tell the truth and state exactly what you saw. Isn't that the same thing Tsuroidnik said? Yeah, because Tsuroidnik wants this reality to happen. But so does Benjamin. Benjamin doesn't know about the time teleportation. And the Zetsu condition being it, allowing him to do that. Tsuroidnik was a human garbage, even without a succession contest. I intended to kill him myself. In the end, I am the law. That trash lying there is clearly not among the glorious dead of the royal succession contest of the Great Kakin. Tsuroidnik was executed at my own discretion. His countless crimes will be borne to light in court. Anyone who provides testimony regarding his criminal offenses will receive leniency or immunity. Think this through. Was it just a coincidence? Is it possible that this is actually real? Did Tsuroidnik actually die to Benjamin's surprise attack? He's not able to see or find any trick around, so he's like, is this really happening? Is there any way to confirm it? He doesn't understand that, yeah, the trick is that, yeah, you will see reality, but then reality will change after a certain time. That's right, Theta's wound, only Nin users could see it, so if it disappeared, he's like, okay, if it disappeared, that means Tsuroidnik really is dead. And I believe as long as Tsuroidnik is still within the fake timeline, as long as he's still conjuring this fake reality, her Nin wound would also disappear. It should not be visible. He is right, but the moment Tsuroidnik comes back, he's gonna suddenly realize that, oh, Tsuroidnik is back, because the Nin stuff is on Theta's face is back. But he wants to confirm whether Theta is alright or not. Salkov and Dungeon are to be escorted to the Central Justice Bureau and detained there. We in the military will also move to the Justice Ministry. Am I on? Yeah, Scandinavians. We'll also move to the Justice Ministry. The 7th floor, where the courtroom is located, will serve as our joint headquarters. Make sure that preparations for the takeover are complete by the time I arrive. That sounds so much like the official. That I for a second I wasn't even sure we were reading the official. We were reading the scan, I mean. This is where the true battle begins. Princes. For the sake of our glorious Kakin, for even greater prosperity, offer yourselves as human sacrifices. He's telling all the princes. Okay, I didn't realize. He wants everybody to offer up their life. And who the hell is this guy with the beard? I completely forgot about this guy. There's just a guy with a suspicious beard. When did Benjamin's guards get introduced? I'm just gonna Hunter Benjamin. Let me just confirm that there is no Benjamin soldier that just looks like this guy with a beard. I'm losing it. Okay. Let me take a screenshot. How do I put this into OBS? Yeah, sure, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, save. There you go. Now you see all of Benjamin's guards. Let's look. Balsamilko. Not him. Furikov. He has a beard. But something tells me it's probably not Furikov. Muse. It's not him. Kovitoba. Not him. Butch. Oro. Kanjidol. Rihan. Shikaku. Shiemasi. Yushohi. Vict. Squell. Vince. Bobby Mine. None of them have beards! None of them have beards! Telling you, dude, it's so good. Who the hell is this guy? And nobody's gonna mention it. Who the hell is this guy? No, am I crazy? It's not even any of the Queen Unma Royal Guards replacements. Yeah, no, none of these guys also look like him. Victor's missing. Like, Victor's the only guy with a little bit of beard, but he's missing. We don't know where his whereabouts since Hulkenberg took over his body. And no way that Benjamin would trust him. He would be right along Balsamilko and Koventoba for being suspicious. Is it Seri in disguise? Seri hiding in disguise. Oh. Genuinely, who the hell is this guy? And how is he just... I'm trying to figure out something. Maybe Binolenov snuck in. The Hunterpedia says they are some unseen guards, so maybe someone we don't know. The problem with that is that we specifically got an introduction to all of these guys. Like a really long time ago when the arc began, we got all of these people introduced in a panel, just like the have-nots of Camilla. To bring like another like casual guard that could be like any one of his personal guards. Like look at this panel. Oh, let me take the thing down. Like, look at the top middle panel here. He is dressed exactly like Benjamin Garz. If he was dressed like the guy on the left, which is like one of the ministry people or not the royal army. He's just like some guy from another troop. But no, he's dressed exactly like Benjamin as well. He was way too prominent in this chapter for it to be a coincidence. Togashi has paid such ultra attention to details. Yeah, it's not... I don't know. This person is too suspicious. His beard looks so fake, and nobody's paying attention. Hey, dude, who the hell are you? His face looks fake. I don't trust that Togashi would just be like, oh yeah, there's another personal guard that I didn't show you before. Unless he has like a really special position in the royal army that he still dresses like them, but he is like does something else, or he's from a different division. Is it possible he's just from like where was it? Benjamin does mention other squads. Is it possible that and we are the first unit of Kakin's royal army. So the people we were introduced to are the first unit. But while we were reading the chapter, there are other units. Is it just some guy from another unit? And we're reading way too much into it. But look, all the other people behind them are not dressed like the unit one. That's my biggest problem. Like, look, all the other people who are supporting them, they're not dressed like the unit 1 people that we've been introduced to. Like, even here, look. These guys have the stupid hats. These guys, unit 1 do not wear hats. These guys do. If he's from another unit, other units don't seem to be wearing the same clothes as unit 1. This is really weird, yeah. He's giving around orders and debriefs as well. He's clearly someone with authority. Yeah, he's talking directly to Benjamin. Maybe Ferocious Drake has a note about it. Have you checked his translations? I don't usually read them because they come out early. I just wait until the official chapter. We can check them out. Official release. Would it show up on the official release? Scanlation discussions. Okay, the scan. Manga Plus. Dang. Ferocious Drake, there you go. Found the link. Benjamin. Okay, where the hell I've never read his translations before, so... Flashback to equipping another vial of TSK. I think I've reached the right point. Okay, yeah, that's the previous page. How many princes do we have? Okay, and then Soldier A. 2, sir. The 5th and the 6th princes. So few, there are other princes. Okay. Soldier A. The 3rd and 7th prince escaped before declaration. Okay, now the next Soldier B. This is Soldier B, okay. A hunter assaulted Kanji doll and abetted the 7th prince in his escape. This is just his line. There is no comment about this. Do we see Mr. Beard interacting with anyone else, or is he an illusion in Benjamin's mind? I mean, I feel like Benjamin is talking directly to him. If he says that a member of the Hunter Association assaulted Kanji doll and then aided the 7th prince's escape. Benjamin responds out loud, and he says we can use that as leverage. Like, if we cut out this person's dialogue, I don't think the sentence would make sense. I think the guard would alert him. He's like, what the hell are you talking about? But no, the conversation just continues smoothly. So I don't think he's like only in Benjamin's head. Soldier B, it seems that there's... I'm just gonna see if maybe there's a note about this at the end of the chapter. Page 15 notes. Oh, there's notes on every page. Okay, maybe I skipped over it. Let me just make sure I didn't skip. Okay, this page. Yes, sir. Tyson. There is no, I think, yeah, this is the last line on the page. There's no notes under the page. Unless it's at the end of the chapter. But the page ends here. And then we skip to Tyson on the next page. Hi, big brother, how are you? Okay. I'll check at the end of the translations. Page 19 notes. The given kanji is ambition. I don't see anything. No, there doesn't seem to be any extra notes. It's just what you see is what you get. Apparently he is a Royal Guard army member and not one of the Benjamin personal guards. That's the thing. Royal Army members just don't dress the same as Benjamin guards. Like, we see them. Like, look at these guys on either side of him. Benjamin in the middle. The guy on his right with the beard is dressed like him. The guy on the left, who's a Royal Army guard, doesn't dress like him. That's what's suspicious about it. We have not seen other people other than Benjamin's squad dressed like this. That's why it's suspicious. And we haven't seen this person. Anyway, let's just read. He is just suspicious, and we have to accept that. How many princes? Okay, the 3rd and 7th prince fled before the declaration was issued. A member of the Hunter Association assaulted Kanji doll and then aided the 7th prince's escape. Yes. Apparently he's a Royal Army Guard. Oh yeah, I read that. We can use that as leverage. Once we've seized the Justice Ministry, convene a special tribunal and issue an order of arrest for the association member in question, so we can put pressure on the association. But he's directly talking to Benjamin and is almost on par with Balsamilko in terms of how he's interacting with Benjamin. Can't be from someone Can't be from somewhere else. I mean, we see Benjamin talk with Furikov as well, like outright, and also he needs to communicate with these people because they're enacting their plan. I don't think that's suspicious. If they were like in their room and just casually talking, yeah, you're not allowed to talk casually with Prince Benjamin. But no, he's relaying important information here. He needs to. They're just having a conversation, or I mean, they're communicating important stuff and planning what to do next. Finding and apprehending the third and seventh princes are our conditions for the deal. Okay, so they wanna mess with the association by apprehending the guy who beat up Kanjido. Just to put pressure on them, just another aspect of his negotiation. Finding and apprehending the seventh princess. He wants to force the association to help him find these guys. Some random unseen guy who is interrogates Basmilko off screen. Suspicious. It seems that the third prince most likely manipulated Koventoba using the ability of his guardian spirit beast. I mean, that seems to corroborate Koventoba's story. Koventoba himself has admitted to aiding and abetting and has requested to be detained and monitored. You're right. Or at least he's relaying this information, and he seems to know exactly the situation. That's happening. There is no need to detain him. The fact that he's aware of it means it was only semi-coercive. He was manipulated into cooperating with Zhang Lei through certain conditions. I'll ask him about the details. As for the person in room 9, this person really is in charge. Captain Balsamilko, and he calls him captain. He is a captain, so anybody can call him captain. Was found unconscious, sitting in a chair. He was since been secured. He is unarmed and has regained consciousness after testing him with the questions prepared by Your Highness. We have confirmed that it is 100% him. What's going on? Isn't it an ability that swaps minds? No, it's obvious from Vic's actions as well. An ability that swaps minds. Vic's action. Hulkenberg must have transferred his mind somehow and activated his ability through Balsa's body. The captain also wishes to be detained. We were currently keeping him under guard. To be detained. We are keeping him under guard in the dining hall along with Koventoba. How should we proceed? Suspicious ass motherfucker. Wait until I've dealt with these two princes first. I want to speak with them directly on my own. Everyone, including those in the dining hall, should wait on standby outside. Yeah, and he motions these guys. Koventoba and Balsamilko. But Balsamilko is now being humbled because he doesn't see himself as the captain, he sees himself as a liability. This guy and his plastic, fake-ass fake face and fake beard. Who the hell is this guy? Also, why is Leorio standing behind Prince Tyson? Hi there, eldest brother. Good day to you. Hello. So yeah, eldest brother. It's just not talking to Biba. Thank you for waiting and for your cooperation. Let me carefully explain the circumstances behind special martial law. Although it's a disgrace on our part, we had a traitor in the military and some of our scientific weaponry was stolen. Scientific, not biological. This translation says. Oh my, how scary. By whom exactly? The culprit has been identified. They are both Royal Army soldiers. Both a Royal Army soldier and one of my own private soldiers, and are believed to have close ties with Camilla. The matter is currently in dispute. The weapon cannot be used on its own, but we are taking precautions to recover it at all costs. Special martial law has been declared for this purpose. Why would you even bring something like that aboard the ship in the first place? It was meant to deal with the dangerous creatures on the new continent. Well, since there is no danger of it being used, that's a relief. Time to go all out and carry on killing each other. There's been a development on that front as well. Kurapika, a member of the Hunter Association, proposed a hypothesis. If multiple princes are still alive by the time we reach our destination, the nation will lose the divine protection of the guardian spirit beasts, and the current monarchy will collapse, but all of us will survive. Lying through its teeth, I summoned you here because I believe this possibility should be discussed and considered by all the princes. But unfortunately, it seems that not everyone agrees. Bro. Moment outside the prince's living quarters and the movement outside the prince's living quarters and the VVIP area will remain prohibited until special martial law has been lifted. It should only be a matter of time. I'm losing my voice. Should only be a matter of time before we recover the weapon. But as a formality, I would like your consent to patrol the living quarters and conduct safety inspections. He wants to enter their living quarters, even though he already has soldiers stationed in everyone anyway. And of course, you're planning to use them to use the inspections as an opportunity to make a move. But is it worth going so far as to invoke special martial law just for that? He must have another motive. Where does the truth end and lie begin? We can accompany you during these inspections, yes? Of course. Even without the succession contest, I still think you're the most worthy of being king, eldest brother. I feel like Tyson is just disassociating. She's just, yes, this, that. She's not taking this seriously, huh? The survival and prosperity of the monarchy. That is indeed the purpose of the succession contest, but even if you intend to overthrow it, and even if it's true that the monarchy will collapse, the monarchy will collapse if the limitations are not upheld. The one closest to the throne would still be you. In that case, the monarchy would simply be replaced with a military regime. With you and Camilla gone, only then would I be convinced of that scenario of yours. I did call out that Tubippa didn't include Tsuridnik, but Tubippa does seem to be friendly with Tsuridnik. She and Hulkenberg, we see them discuss matters with Tsuridnik. Tsuridnik is obviously lying to them and pretending to be a nice person. There's no way if they understood truly who Tsuridnik is that they would just be okay with letting him be alive. Same with Zhang-Lei. Zhang-Lei is also wearing a fake persona of being an honest and righteous ruler type of person, I mean. Area A secure. No issues. Area B has been secured as well. Tier 3 is completely secure. Prince Benjamin on deck. Prince Benjamin has arrived on deck. Sir Benjamin, what is it? We really shouldn't be accompanying you, Your Highness. We still don't know whether the enemy's attacks linger on us, and also given the morale of the other soldiers, and above all else if anything were to happen to you. It's of no consequence. If you have time to worry about such pointless risks, focus on analyzing the enemy's abilities instead. Both of you put your lives on the line and personally endured the enemy's attacks. Conduct expected of soldiers, and I am no different. Gyo orders them to use Gyo. It's a curse from one of Camilla's soldiers. Apparently, it's a secret technique of the have-nots. On top of that, I've been infected with TSK and have just half a day to live. So they didn't know that he is about to die, but he does tell them. And I was theorizing that he's not gonna tell them because it might leak his plans. But why does he tell them? Like, it's possible that Koventoba is still being manipulated by Zhang Li, and that he's even been told that, well, I guess he intends to settle the matter where Koventoba leaking the information won't matter. So he wants Koventoba just acting his best and helping him to the best of his abilities without being worried sick and acting possibly unpredictably. I guess that makes sense. On top of that, I've been infected with TSK to have just half a day to live, and I may be the target of a nen curse that beyond Blaze on Furikov, one even more powerful than the one of the have-nots. It's exhilarating, isn't it, sir? The enemy annihilated, death, our ally, and we are the first unit of the Kakin Royal Army. Oh, and they hand them guns again. Koventoba and Balsamilko. Yeah. Okay. And we will investigate who the Night Prince is currently switched with through his Mind Swap ability. Finding them is only a matter of time, as the feather mark on the back of the hand serves as a conclusive proof. I didn't internalize this comment last time I read this. They are searching for Halkenberg, and the key giveaway is his mark on his hand. Damn. So was there a mark on Balsamilko's arm when Halkenberg infected his body? Took over his body? I guess that is pretty did giveaway. Huh. I went to look at members of the Royal Army, and there do seem to be people who dress like the bearded man, but aren't part of Benjamin's personal guards. Mizan. He is introduced in chapter 392. 392. Do you know which page or which person? Is it this person that you're talking about? Because he has a hat on. I mean, the dress does look a little bit like it, but there's no hat. Yeah, helmet man. Okay, I think the previous chapter he also shows up in 91, right? I mean, these chapters did come out like possibly 8-9 years ago or something. His clothes are similar, yeah, other than the hat, which is very different. But you're right, the dress is very similar. I'm pretty sure we see a better shot of these people. Trying to find where. Maybe it's later in the chapter. Yeah, when we see. I mean, Borkson also has a similar fit. Okay, let me. I'll check it out in a second. This guy smiles at him. I remember him being featured in another chapter when this guy does his death smile. Here you go. Here's a better chapter 393. Here's a better look at his clothes, and you're right that it does look a little bit similar, but it is a bit different though. Like, look at the chest pockets. I don't think they look exactly the same. Yeah. it does have like pronounced breast pockets things. And look at the boots. Okay, let's go back to the current chapter. Let's look at these. They do look quite different, I would say. 393. And go back here. You said Borkson as well. Let's check Borkson. Here, this is the introduction of them. They do wear like weird flat hats, like the Royal Army guys as well. But if we take off the hats, how's the rest of their dress? The side views are not clear, I would say. This collar looks like it, like yeah, and you see this guy as well taking off his hat. Can we get a more clear version of their dress? Okay, here's a full body of Borkson. You know what? I do see what you say. It is very, very similar, except that they have like this winter thing on Prince Benjamin's guards that doesn't seem to be the case with these guys. It looks like Benjamin's guards might be like enforced, like bullet vests. These ones look very similar, except they don't have like the lines on their chest piece. But yeah, you're right. It looks so similar. Let me take a screenshot and place it on OBS. Save. Okay, here's Borkson. Let's go back to the current chapter. Here you go. I don't know if it's clear on OBS. How do I resize? Display manga page. Make it larger. Oops. Come on. Grab the right. Okay. They are very similar. The shoes color is a bit different. And as I said, the lines on the shirt doesn't seem to be like enforced against maybe bulletproof. It might be bulletproof vests is what they're wearing. But yeah, you're right, it is very similar. The entire dress. This jacket like, but style looks pretty much the same, yeah. My guess is that they're just wearing bulletproof vests. I guess, how does Togashi keep track of all of these outfits on his own anyway? Imagine having writing this across like 10-20 years and being able to coordinate all these clothes and all these stuff, and just thinking about it is giving me a headache. Man. Anyway, where was I? We read this. Our friend, Kaki and Oral Squad. Okay, he's gonna look. He's gonna look into Hulkenberg and look at the tattoo on his arm. I'll leave it up to you. Find him. The coin is powerful enough that holding it for 10 days makes you spontaneously confess your secrets. The number is currently still 10, but I fear that there will be further effects at the next magnitude. He tells him, don't discard the coin, you might get keep it. There won't be any more changes. There aren't many places Zhang could go. So he intends to take care of Zhang before the next effect could take place. Also, he doesn't want to take a chance and discard the coin, and maybe having that be also a condition for some other coercive manipulation stuff. Heard from the top. Heard them from the top. I'm reading the official. I need to read the scanlation. Stay calm and hold on to it. It won't change any further. There are only so many places Zhengli can go. Okay. The coin's effect after 10 days is powerful enough to make its holder willingly reveal their secrets. The number is currently remains at 10, but I'm concerned it may have changed, might have even greater effects once it gains another digit. Will drive him down from above and smite him below. Okay, in the scanlation, it's more him, not general. Everybody, heard everybody. It's like we drive him down and smite him from below. But in the official, it's more general, like he's gonna do this to everybody, both Lazarus and Zhengli. At least let man eat. If Zhengli has escaped from tier 1 to the lower tiers, we can leave the search to the 3rd unit's scouts. 3rd unit, so here he mentions the other units. But despite that, everybody else that's working with him doesn't seem to be dressed the same as Unit 1. 3rd unit scouts. So my guess is that it's just only Unit 1 that wears this specific dress. Detain the Shiyu and Sha'ar family bosses on suspicion of treason against the state and conspiracy to incite revolution. Take them to the Justice Ministry. Considering Zhengli's escape route, it's obvious that on your aided his escape, this is a grave crime. Tell him that the only leverage he has left is the prince's location. It was discovered that the 3rd princes moved to tier 2 using the cross bridge within the residence of the Shiyu boss just before the declaration. Okay, so the Shiyu is giving them information. We are currently verifying the escape route and tracking the prince's movements. Follow up, report in 15 minutes. Who's the Shiyu again? Oh, the Shiyu Zhengli. I think it's Zhengli's camp, the meat lovers guy. We're currently verifying the escape route. Good. Tell the 3rd and 7th unit. Yeah, it is? Okay. Tell the 3rd and 7th units scout and ranger teams to focus solely on securing Zhengli and Lazarus. Yeah, thank you. The survival of multiple princes by the time we dock on the continent is the bad ending. Though if every prince were to die, would that also be a bad ending? No, it wouldn't be. This has already been codified as a national emergency entirely separate from the succession contest. Article 1 of the emergency law, a crisis that threatens the preservation of the monarchy in the event that the reigning monarch and all eligible heirs die, or their deaths are inevitable due to unavoidable attacks such as scientific weapons, infectious diseases, civil unrest, or natural disaster. Am I to understand this correctly that he also needs to put his father in peril? Because if his father survives, he could also just make another heir. Like, yeah. Like, because in the law that he mentions is that the monarch and all the eligible heirs are at threat. So he wants to infect his father with the disease as well, to force this decision to happen. Maybe. Camilla was infected with the TSK. She will be dead in roughly 13 to 19 hours. Struggle all you want. You were the first to pull the trigger. All circumstantial evidence points to you being the terrorist. No, because I think he says his dad will choose his son. Not choose himself. I mean, he could just make another monarch if he survives. Like, he is currently the king. He could just continue being the king. And just make another offspring and do another succession battle. He wouldn't have to make a decision right now to appoint the next king of Kakin, is what I'm saying. He wouldn't appoint himself, he doesn't meet the requirement in this bottom left text, where a crisis that threatens the preservation of the monarchy. The monarchy is still his dad. He's still alive. He's not under threat. So I think he needs to also infect his dad, the current king. Okay, I've disposed of Tsorodnik. No way he genuinely is not trusts that Tsorodnik is down. I feel like I've finally cleared my bowels after being constipated for a lifetime. Damn. A parasite that was eating away at Kakin from within. You're just scum, unfit to be called human, let alone king. At long last, an enormous burden has been lifted off my shoulders. Tubeba and Tyson have been infected with TSK as well. They will likely die around the same time as Camilla. That's why he was only 4 left. He's already dealt with Camilla, he's already dealt with Tsorodnik, he thinks he dealt with Tsorodnik. Tubeba and Tyson, they're infected, but they're not dead yet. That's why he was counting only Lucerys, Zangley, and 2 others. Oh, man, I'm so bad at counting. Who else would count back in chapter 410 as not accounted for yet? He says at the end that his dad will choose his son to be king. Yeah, he will choose his son to be king. I know. It's just that I'm saying that according to this rule, in the event that all the reigning monarchs and all eligible heirs die, all the reigning monarchs is also a condition. It's both this and that. His dad is not in mortal danger. His dad could continue being the king and could make more offspring and do another Kakin contest again, is what I'm saying. That is also a possibility if his life is not also threatened. This law would not go into effect. But yeah. So let's count. We have Camilla accounted for. Third prince Zangley is not, so put that finger down. We have... well, actually, we should count the ones who are not accounted for. So Zangley. Camilla is accounted for. Zangley is not. 4th is Tsorodnik. He's been accounted for. He believes he killed him. 5th is Tubeba, which he accounted for because he infected her. 6th is Tyson. He also accounted for. 7th is Lucerys. That's 2. 8 would be Salih. He's already dead. 9 would be Hulkenberg. That's 3. Unaccounted for. 10 is Kacho. She's dead. 11 is Fugetsu. She's infected and he believes that she's going to die. She's accounted for. Mariam is probably Mariam. 12 is Momoza. 13 is Mariam, who is unaccounted for. And 15, and lastly 14, Wobble, who he has a plan for. It's like, okay, if she is 90%, she's not. But if he does find her abroad, he will just take out the entire clan and take out Wobble. So it's Mariam. Mariam is the 4th one that we were always wondering who's not accounted for. You'll get it all like that. You might be onto something. Yeah. The ones that are not accounted are Mariam. I forgot already. Zangley, Lucerys, Mariam, and Brain is not braining. Brain is not braining. Zangley, Lucerys. I'm losing it. I don't remember who. Who was it? Hulkenberg, because he's still running around hiding in other people's bodies. Yeah. Okay, Hulkenberg, Zangle, Lucerus, and Mariam. Those are the 4 people from chapter 410 that he was searching for, that he couldn't account for. Once the symptoms, okay. Where is it? Four princes left. So we finally know exactly who the 4 are. And Soroidnik is not one of them. Because he truly believes. Well, I was 100% sure that Soroidnik would be one of the people he counts. But no, now we know it's not. It's Mariam instead of Soroidnik. And it's not Camilla either. Damn. Man, are we read if this is gonna go hard? You already know it. Like, every chapter makes the reread go so much harder. Holy. Okay. Let's finish 417. Annihilated this thing. Okay, Tobibba and Tyson have been infected with TSK. They will likely die around the same time as Camilla, and it's not as though I have a personal grudge against them. There are things about them I can respect as people. It's wild. He says this about Tyson as well, because a lot of people, or Tyson herself as well, hinted that a lot of people just don't respect her as a prince. And Benjamin says that he does respect at least some aspect from them. Tyson and Tubeba. I can respect as people, however they are unfit to be king. I will not allow your deaths to be in vain. The next king, the king after that, and the one after that as well, I will protect and guide them so that they become rulers of the ideal nation. Go in peace. As for Fugitsu, that debilitated state she fell into after Kacho's death could never be faked, and the things swarming around her were the likes of evil spirits and wandering ghosts drawn to a soul that's been lost to despair. Fugitsu is already dead. We still don't know what's wrong with Fugitsu. It can't be have-nots. We've seen the have-nots, they give you Sharingans. The curse gives you a Sharingan, so it's not have-not curse. We don't know what Beyond's curse looks like yet. Could it be a Beyond curse? But that curse is stated to be like so powerful, and Fugitsu has been infected with this in this state for like at least 2 days, right? She's becoming weaker and weaker, but she's not immediately dying like you'd assume would happen from a Beyond's curse, because Beyond's curse, everybody's like terrified. Beyond. His curses are terrible. At least it doesn't seem like... it seems too mild to be the result of Beyond's curse. We still have the option that it's Lucerus. Lucerus's Nenbeast is doing this to her, but we don't know for certain. Also, Benjamin doesn't... there was a theory that it might be Stinger Ball, the thing that one of Benjamin's soldiers that took out Saleh Saleh. But no. Benjamin would have knowledge of this, and he is not commenting that. He's not sure what's going on. So all the theories are wrong. Except Lucerus. We don't know Lucerus. But I don't trust that it's Lucerus. The spirit beasts are not allowed to attack another candidate directly. It's just that Kaiser and Melody don't know that piece of information. It's just something that the king or... I'm not sure who mentioned it actually. But that's not just... it's just not information that they know. So it can't be Lucerus either. I don't know. What the hell is going on with Fugitsu? And then Wobble. No, Oito. It may have been out of desperation, but I cannot condone the use of a substitute child. But I can understand your feelings. There are those willing to accept wealth for their family and relatives in exchange for an infant's life. And when you tried... Oh, I see. I... Let's check the official translation. To be surrounded by a family who would trade a baby's life for riches. I misunderstood that. I thought... They mean that the baby, her sister's baby, that they switched out, was switched by... because she promised to pay them. To pay her sister money. Is what he means. I thought that this is a comment on Oito herself. That her family sold her to the Kakin royal army, to the Kakin royalty, and she became the king's wife for the sake of money. But I don't think that's what Benjamin is saying. And when you tried to resist, the only one who stood with you was your younger sister who had an infant of her own. I have almost zero doubt that Wobble has no right to succession, but what I conclude to be truth is an entirely different matter. Yeah, what you think versus what the rules technically are. You can't like mess around with that. Just trust your own intuition. It would be easy enough to declare the two of them did, in recognition of the resolve it would have taken to board the ship after exchanging your beloved children, knowing it would tear you apart. I will spare your family with nothing more than exile from Kakin, as long as you prove that Wobble is off the ship. However, in the unlikely event that the real Wobble is still somewhere on board, regardless of whether she has succession rights, I will consider it an attempt to seize the throne through underhanded deception, and all four of you, mothers and children alike, along with your entire family, will truly die. Bro, how is this guy managing to like try and handle all these situations, knowing that he only has like 12 hours left? Benjamin is insane. Like, I would literally crack if I had to, like, deal with one of these situations. In his position. Holy. Emergency law. In the event that the deaths of all of those with succession rights become unavoidable, leaving only the reigning king alive. Okay, he does say leaving only the reigning king alive here. Let's go to the official Emergency Power Act. If the deaths of all heirs are unavoidable and only the current king survives. Okay, my theory was wrong. The remaining king must immediately announce the names and order of succession of the next eligible heirs in preparation for the emergency. Okay, he needs to have a contingency. Okay, like he immediately needs to find someone to be named an heir. You can't have a timeline where, oh, there's like 0 heirs right now. You might be onto something. I think it is Lazarus. I don't think Lazarus's ability is directly affecting Fugetsu. I think Fugetsu simply met the conditions and activated Lazarus's Nen Beast's ability. I mean, yeah, it does set the traps for people. That's what we learned. From the description of it. It's possible. And I think the same way as well, but is it possible that it attacks another Nen Beast, another successor, just because it's an indirect trap? Lazarus's Nen Beast description just seems to fit Fugetsu's symptoms really well. I agree. Just we don't know for certain yet. And you know how Togashi is. He always likes to rip the rug from right under you. Not pull it, straight up rip it from under you. It's like, oh, you thought you thought this is reality? No, it's this extremely more complicated universe. Yeah, it will turn out that there's actually a whole other system of curses or traps or stuff that actually caused Fugetsu's case, and it's actually nothing that you thought it would be. And yeah, with this explanation, what I used to say about him infecting the king doesn't really matter anymore. He doesn't have to force the king into naming a successor by infecting him. Having no heirs in itself will activate the law, because he needs to name an heir, and in that case, it would be his son. Would be the first heir. And then he would have to give up his life in the thing, in the weird chamber room, and maybe that will be transferred to his son. Before I die, I will slaughter every remaining prince or have them infected with TSK. Once all the princes are eradicated by citing this inevitable future, I will invoke emergency law and have father designate my child as the leading heir for the next succession. Benjamin's guardian spirit beast's ability, Life of the Wanderer, Bohemian Rhapsody. What did the official call it? It wasn't Wanderer. It was Gypsy Life. Upon Benjamin's death, it fuses with Benjamin's nin and selects one of his blood relatives, becoming that person's guardian spirit beast. The moment he merges with his nin beast and loses the ability to inhabit a living human body, he also loses the right of succession, just as Prince Kachu did. The moment he this is a different translation. Hold on. Loses his ability to inhabit a living human body. Once a prince fuses with a nin beast and loses their human body. Losing the ability to inhabit a body versus losing their body is different. Because Hulkenberg lost their body, but they're inhabiting another thing. See, this is why you read the scanlation, just for this one sentence. This is why you have to always read every version, just in case. To not miss any nuance. Like Prince Kacho, their right of succession is lost. Okay. He also loses the right of succession, just as Prince Kacho did. Okay. The method for determining which biological blood relative will be possessed is as follows. First, it will be decided whether Benjamin or Benjamin's guardian spirit beast makes the initial selection. Okay, thereafter the two alternate their selections whenever the current blood relative host dies and the new host is inherited. That's a completely different explanation, no? First, it will be decided whether Benjamin or Benjamin's guardian spirit makes the initial selection. Thereafter, the two alternate their selections. Whenever the current blood relative host dies, a new host is inherited. Okay, this explanation is like, oh, first, either Benjamin or the spirit decides, but after that, it becomes, if Benjamin starts, then the next time the spirit decides, and then the next time it's Benjamin's decision. But the official translates it differently. Let's see. The criteria for which blood relative to hunt can be determined by Benjamin ahead of time, or left to his guardian spirit beast's discretion. That's completely different translation. Forever. After that, the same criteria will be used every time the host dies, and the new host must be chosen. I don't know which one to trust. These are completely different decisions. One is like, the scanlations is like, I'll choose first and then you choose, and then we will alternate. The official is like, okay, Benjamin will choose a criteria. It's gonna be my son, like it will be like my offspring. It has to be one of my offspring, or the eldest of my offspring who is still alive, for example. Is this official? Okay. Can be determined by ahead of time or left to his guardian spirit beast's discretion. Forever after, the same criteria will be used every time the host dies. So it can't be changed in this translation. It's the same exact criteria that happened the first time. So this translation is like, okay, either I or the spirit beast can decide this. Like he can make a specific decision, it needs to be my eldest son who is alive, for example, and then it will always be the same criteria afterwards. But the other translation is like, no, someone else will choose, which is more realistic, I would say. Because sometimes you just have to adapt to different situations. So I trust the scanlations, maybe. According to Furikov, my guardian spirit beast's ability is one I can use. I'm reading the official. Alright. If the ability of my guardian spirit beast is truly as Furikov described it, for all eternity I shall be the guardian for the kingdom of Kakin. If Beyond's curse is aimed at me, the most reliable way to remove it as quickly as possible is to rebound it. I have no choice but to die first. If Beyond's curse activates first, depending on its strength and nature, there's a risk that my guardian spirit beast's ability would no longer function. Excuse me. And to make things even worse, Mother's deceit. After Furikovs learned of Beyond's curse, she exploited the fact that he assumed the worst case scenario of the curse that was placed on him was targeting me, and then she handed him TSK, knowing full well that I would put the nation before myself in pursuit of its prosperity. She used Furikov to push me into declaring martial law, thereby forcing the other princes into a word that I'm not going to say, except I already said it. Please watch my video. Please don't suppress me into a blank pact with me. At the very least, Mother's aim is to ensure that her own child becomes king, and since this meshes well with Beyond's cursed ambitions, she shifted her choice to the little brother who was easier to control. How dare you exploit Furikov's loyalty and make a fool out of me? You're likely convinced of your victory now that I've made my move. Unfortunately for you, Mother, I will definitely question you. Your own life or little brother's. The ultimate dilemma. So he's really angry with his mom, trying to take the throne for herself. Trying to shadow puppeteer the next king by installing Hulkenberg, and using his soft side to control him from the shadows. Man. Well, I'm exhausted. We've been streaming for how long? Almost 3 hours. Now this is a proper Hunter x Hunter chapter, not like last week. Bro, last week was so short. It was just pure action. I was left literally almost blue-balled because I couldn't believe the chapter was done so fast. But yeah, this is a proper Hunter x Hunter chapter, huh? Man, we're back. I'm so tired. I think I'm gonna end stream here. thank you guys for joining. It was really fun to chat with you guys. Don't usually get many comments, so it's fun to actually comment with some people, to stream with actual people in chat and not sound like a crazy person ranting to myself for once. Yeah, you didn't like how short it was, yeah. Thank you for joining, and if you're interested, I will always be streaming the next Hunter x Hunter chapter whenever it comes out, so subscribe. And like the video and share if you have anybody to share it with. I don't know why people say that. I've never found myself in a position where I was like, oh, I better share this video. It's really weird, huh? But yeah, if you share this video, it would help me a lot. Thank you for watching. Bye.